On the night of April 13th, 1612, a man arrived 3 hours late to a duel to the death. His opponent, considered the deadliest swordsman in Japan, had been waiting for hours, burning with rage under the sun. When he finally appeared, he did not bring his katana. He brought a wooden or he had carved during the boat ride. That man was Miyamoto Musashi, and that victory was not luck. It was the result of a discipline so brutal that it turned his name into legend for 400 years. But here is the truth no one tells you. Musashi was not born disciplined. At 13, he was a violent orphan, expelled from his village after killing a samurai in a street fight. What transformed him was not talent, not genetics, not a magical epiphany. It was a decision he made every morning for decades, even when his body begged him to quit. And right now, as you read this, there is a question that defines your future. Will you remain a slave to your impulses? Or will you become the architect of your own legend? Because discipline is not doing what you want, when you want. It is the exact opposite. It is the ability to do what you hate, especially when you hate it most. Today, you are about to discover the 7 methods Musashi encoded into his life to become invincible, not only in combat, but in everything. Before we begin, you need to understand something fundamental. Before he died, Musashi wrote, "Do not regret what you have done." That sentence is not motivational. It is a warning, because by the end of this, you will not be able to say you didn't know. The information will be in your head. What you do with it will separate those who talk from those who become legends. If you stay until the end, you will learn the exact mental ritual Musashi used before every battle, a 3-minute practice you can use tomorrow. We are in 2026. Never in human history have we had more information, more resources, more opportunities, and yet we have never been more miserable. Anxiety rates are at historic highs. The average attention span is 8 seconds, less than a goldfish. And 92% of people who set New Year's resolutions abandon them before February. Why? Because we live in the age of instant gratification. We want the body without the gym, the money without the work, the respect without the sacrifice. We have confused comfort with happiness, and that confusion is slowly destroying us. Musashi lived in a time where one mistake meant death. Not metaphorical death, real death. And yet, or perhaps because of that, he developed a system of discipline, so powerful that he won over 60 duels to the death without losing once. Think about that. 60 times he bet his life. 60 times he won. Not because he was stronger, not because he had better equipment, because his mind was unbreakable. You and I have the same 24 hours Musashi had. The difference is not time. It is how we use it. What we are willing to sacrifice. How many times we are willing to rise when everything in our body screams to stay in bed. After his most famous duel, on Ganryu Island, Musashi disappeared for years. He did not celebrate. He did not boast. He retreated to the mountains. Why? Because he understood something you must engrave into your mind. The real battle is not against others. It is against the weaker version of yourself that wants to quit every single day. Method 1. Embrace the void. Musashi spent years living alone in caves. No books, no teachers, no distractions. In that brutal silence, he discovered something life-changing. External noise is an excuse. The real enemy is internal noise. Today you have dozens of tabs open, constant notifications, background podcasts, and you call it productivity. It is not productivity. It is fear of silence. Because in silence, you meet who you really are. Musashi wrote, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." Most people do the opposite. Every notification you check, every mindless scroll, every second filled with noise steals clarity from you. Your brain was not designed to process 10,000 stimuli per day. It was designed to focus on one thing until mastery. The first act of discipline is simple. Sit in silence for 10 minutes tomorrow morning before touching your phone. No music. No guidance. Just you. It will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is the first battle. Method 2. Make routine sacred. Musashi woke before dawn every day. Not because he liked it. Because he understood. Win the morning. Win the day. Win enough days. Win your life. Each time you complete a ritual, especially when you don't feel like it, you send your brain a message. This is who I am. Habits move behavior from willpower to identity. Start small. Make your bed. Do 20 push-ups. Read one page. Not mechanically, intentionally. A ritual is not just an action. It is a ceremony. Musashi polished his sword every morning with reverence. That sword stood between him and death. What is your sword? Treat it with the same respect. Method 3. Win the morning battle. If you hit snooze, you have already lost. Not the day. Your self-respect. The first 5 seconds after your alarm rings are critical. Your emotional brain wants comfort. Your rational brain is still waking up. So use the 5-second rule. 5-4 to 3-2-1. Move. Do not negotiate. Do not think. Move. When your feet hit the floor, say out loud, I won. Because you did. That first victory creates momentum. Method 4. Cut what does not serve you. In 1643, Musashi retreated to a cave called Regando. There, he wrote the Book of 5 Rings. But what mattered most was not what he wrote. It was what he eliminated. Relationships that weakened him. Comfort that softened him. Thoughts that distracted him. Every yes is a no to something else. You cannot build greatness while carrying everything. Write down 3 things you will remove from your life. Cut them. Without drama. Without guilt. Method 5. Turn pain into power. Musashi fought his first duel at 13. That experience scarred him, not physically, but emotionally. He turned that pain into fuel. Pain is not your enemy. Avoidance of pain is. Your suffering can be an excuse or a weapon. Same pain. Different decision. Legendary outcome. Method 6. Respect your word. Musashi's word was his identity. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your self-trust erodes. Self-esteem is not built through affirmations. It is built through evidence. Make one small promise for tomorrow. Keep it. Rebuild your integrity brick by brick. Method 7. Train body and mind as one. Musashi was not just a warrior. He was also an artist, calligrapher, sculptor, philosopher. Strength without balance is weakness. Exercise grows the brain. Mental training strengthens physical control. The system is integrated. Train both daily. Even 20 minutes each. Discipline transfers across domains. The ritual before battle. Before every duel, Musashi sat in meditation. First, he visualized his own death. In detail. He felt the fear fully, until it disappeared. Why? Because once you accept the worst outcome, fear loses its power. Then he visualized victory. Every movement. Every response. Every adjustment. He rehearsed the battle in his mind before it happened. Modern athletes call this visualization. The brain does not. Distinguish strongly between mental, rehearsal and physical practice. The ritual is simple. Visualize the worst outcome. Accept it fully. Release attachment. Visualize success in detail. Act. Fearless action comes from accepted fear. Now you stand at a decision point. You can close this, feel inspired for 5 minutes, and change nothing. Or you can act tomorrow morning when the alarm rings. Musashi died at 62, alone in a cave, but as a legend. Not because he was gifted, because he chose difficulty daily. In 40 years, what story will you tell? The story of unused potential? Or the story of someone who became legendary because they chose discipline? When no one was watching. The answer begins tomorrow morning. When the alarm rings. When no one is watching. Each time his mind tried to resist, Musashi enforced the direct. And if he failed, if he let his mind win? He disciplined himself by repeating the task 10 times. Failed to meditate for 30 minutes. Okay. Now. Meditate for 30 minutes 10 times in a row. Sounds harsh, right? But here's what Musashi discovered. His mind learned basic mathematics. 1 immediate responsiveness equals less suffering than 1 disresponsiveness. Plus 10 repetitions. Within 3 weeks, his mind started obeying on the first direct. Week 3, real-life application. This is where it got interesting. Musashi started applying the same principle to everything. Wake up at dawn, no negotiation. His mind would say just 5 more minutes. Old Musashi would have obeyed his mind. New Musashi, no. We are getting up now. And if he delayed even once, he'd practice immediate waking 10 times. Stand up, lie down, stand up, lie down 10 repetitions. You know what happened after doing that torture once? His mind never made him do it again. The alarm would sound. And his body would move before his mind. Could even generate the 5 more minutes thought. The responsiveness became automatic. Chapter 4. Cutting escape routes. Month 2. When willpower isn't enough. Musashi discovered something that almost broke his entire system. He'd direct, no sake tonight. And for the first hour, his mind would obey. But then around evening his mind would launch a massive counterattack. Just 1 cup. You've been training so hard. You deserve it. 1 cup won't hurt. Warriors drink sake. This is normal. You're being too rigid. And here's the problem. Sick was sitting in his room right there, 3 steps away. The escape path was visible, easy, tempting. And Musashi found himself walking those 3 steps. Pouring the cup, drinking, command failed. But why? He'd successfully trained immediate responsiveness in other areas. What was different? Then he realized his mind obeys when there's no visible